welcome back for another tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to make this super cute and simple shirred dress. How adorable is this? I absolutely love shirred dresses. I just recently learned how to shirr, and I have shirred so many things because it is so easy and quick to do. So today I'm going to be making this dress for my daughter. I've made a few already for myself, and of course she wanted one as well. It's super cute. It's great for the summer or a bathing suit cover up. It has the shirring detail at the top, and if you don't know what shirring is, it's basically these rows of elastic that has been sewn into the fabric to give it a lot of stretch. So as you can see, there is a lot of stretch here. It is stretched around my dress form, but the elastic makes the non-stretch fabric become stretchy. So it's really great for multiple sizes, maternity wear. It's just, it's just a great dress, and that's what we're going to be making in this video. So if you're new to shirring and you haven't learned how to do the shirring, I do have a video teaching you step by step how to do the shirring on your regular sewing machine. So that's all you need. You don't need anything super fancy. I'll have a link in the icon in the top right hand corner or in the description box down below, and then you can go over and learn how to shirr, practice on some scrap fabric, and then once you feel confident, then you can come over here and we can actually sew up this beautiful dress. She loves it. She's already tried it on. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the type of fabric that you can use for shirring. Shirring is something that you want to use lightweight fabrics, something that will take to the gather, so nothing too heavy. So I have this rayon here that I'm using. It's very light and flowy. So if you have any of that in your stash and you're just like, it looks like it would be so hard to work with, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. I'm going to leave a list of fabrics on the screen as to the ones that you can also sew with. I've done it on crepe, which it looked absolutely amazing. You can do linen and some lightweight cottons. There's just so many options. Just go to the fabric store, walk around, feel the fabric, and try to get something that's really, really pretty and flowy. So this is going to be a self-drafted project. I don't have necessarily sizes for you because everybody's different. But we're going to learn how to make it for your size, and it's so easy to figure out how to make it for your size. So I'm going to go ahead and use my measuring tape. We're going to pretend that this is your body, okay? And we're going to measure the widest part of your torso, which is most likely going to be the bust. So this is going to be 36 inches in circumference. So we need two pieces of fabric for the front and for the back. And all you need to do is take that measurement, 36 inches, and that is going to be the width of your fabric for one piece, okay? And then you want to add on your seam allowances for your side seams. So if it's 34 inches wide, we're going to add on, let's say, an extra inch, so we have a 1/2 inch seam allowance on either side. So we're going to say 35 inches, 35 and 35. So we're going to say 35 inches, 35 and 35. And then you can decide how long your fabric needs to be. So we have your fabric is going to probably start just at the top of your bust, and then you're going to measure down to where you want it to go. You want it to be, mini or midi or knee length or ballerina or floor length, or there's just maxi. There's so many different lengths, but you can choose what you want. You can also add tiers, which is another video, but we're just going to do the simple straight down. I'm going to measure from above the bust, go down, and I think I did about 28 inches long. But then I have to add the hem. So the bottom is hemmed, I'm gonna say 1.5 inches, and then the top, I'm going to hem it 1/2 inch. So the top, I'm gonna fold it down 1/4 inch, and then another 1/4 inch, and so then that is 1/2 inch. So we have 28 inches in length, but we're adding 1/2 inch at the top, 1.5 inches at the bottom, so that's 2 additional inches. So we're gonna do 30 inches long. So 35 by 30 inches long. Now with the fabric, because it is a non-stretch fabric, okay, you can do it this way with your selvage at the top, or you can do it this way with your selvage at the sides. Now I had this question for my friend when I started because sometimes the fabric is too short, depending on the fabric that you bought. If you bought a cotton, it might only be about 40 inches, which might be too small to wrap around your body. And you might need to do something like this, okay? So if it's a non-stretch and you have a fabric that has a print like this, it's okay if you have to rotate your fabric. It's not gonna affect it. And if it's too short because you had to do that, then you can add a tier, maybe like a little gathered tier at the bottom, and you can make it even longer. So just keep that in mind. If you know the fabric isn't going to fit all the way around your mannequin, you can make it work when it comes to this this type of project. So another way you can do it is just wrap it around. There you go. That's how much I need. Cut 2 pieces that wide. Like, it's so easy and so quick. It's just, you don't even need to think about it really. So I'm gonna go ahead, start cutting up my fabric. We'll meet you over at the cutting table and we can start shirring up our dress. So from here, we're going to go ahead and hem the top of our dress. This is gonna be the top that goes above your bust. And you can actually make this hem a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. It's up to you. If you make the hem larger, then you might have a little bit of a frill at the top, which is super cute. Or you can make it small, like fold it down 1/4 inch and then fold it down another 1/4 inch. Just a little double rolled hem or double fold hem. This is where dealer's choice, you do what you want to do. So I'm gonna take my ironing board, and then we can start to iron. Okay, first fold down, and then we'll do the second fold down. Okay, so we have 1 and we have 2. And we have that double fold at the top. So I'm not going to hem it on the machine. This is just what I like to do. You could, if you wanted to, go to the machine and sew that down really quick. But I'm going to be doing the shirring right on top, and then that's going to sew down the hem as well as do my first row of shirring. So I feel like it's kind of redundant to do it twice, but that's just what I would like to do. So now we have that hem. We are going to be working from the top of the fabric. When you're shirring, the bobbin is going to hold the elastic, and that's going to show up on the back of your fabric. So if you need to, you can go ahead and take some chalk and you can draw out your lines for your rows of shirring. And normally I do 1/2 inch, but you can do 3/8, 1/4. It gets a little tight, but it is possible. On this really thin fabric, it's hard to draw lines on, I find. So I'm going to show you at the machine the trick that I like to do when I'm shirring. But if you want to, you can take your ruler and your chalk and you can draw those lines. The first one, which is going to be the hem, and then the next one 1/2 inch down, and then keep going until you have the desired amount of rows. I like to just kind of gauge it, and since I'm making it for my daughter, I can put it on her body and I can see how low I want the shirring to go. So I like to kind of just play it by ear. Okay, I have my sewing machine set up for shirring, and I'm going to start at the beginning of my hem. And we're going to start with the right sides up, making sure that that hem stays in place. And I'm going to make it a small hem. And we'll begin. Okay. So you need to make sure that hem stays over. Looks good. Just gotta check it out. And we can continue on. Okay, so when we get to the end of the row, what we're going to do is we're going to lift our needle, pull out the fabric, and then we're going to go back. Now, what I like to do, because I don't like to draw rows, I'm going to line up the presser foot with that line of stitching we just did, and I'm going to move my needle over this way as far as I can go. So that is about 1/2 inch, give or take, from the needle to the edge of my presser foot. And so I'm just going to keep an eye on my presser foot and make sure that it lines up with that row of stitching. And as we're going, we're just going to gently stretch out the fabric to make it flat. And we're just going to readjust, go down. Readjust, go down. Again, you just want to check it out. And that looks really good. This is so fun once you mastered it. And you need to check out my first video so that you can be very confident with shirring. very end, I make sure that I have plenty of elastic in the bobbin. Lift the needle. We don't want to cut our threads. I kind of like to tug it a bit. And now I'm going to line up the other side of my presser foot with that next row of stitching. And now I'm going to move my needle all the way to the other side. So now it's here. And then we'll begin again. Okay, now as you can see, it's coming along, and now I'm just going to keep going until I get the desired of shirring. Okay, so now we have our shirring done, and it's looking amazing. See the stretch that we get? So now we're going to take our iron and we're going to put on the steam function, and we're going to just shoot it with some hot steam. You don't need to press down, you can just hover it above. If you watched my video on shirring, you already know this step. This is just gonna allow the elastic to scrunch back up, because when you're shirring, it kind of stretches out the elastic a little bit. So we're gonna do that with both pieces. And you might see the scrunching or it come in a little bit. It depends on the fabric and how much your elastic stretched, whether or not it's going to actually shrink more. But there we have it. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put our front and back together, putting them with the right sides together. And you're just going to start at the top and pin all the way down. Now I'm going to be using a serger to do my side seams. And that's just going to cut off any jaggedness. It's also going to help to seal off the edges, because woven tends to fray and you really want to finish off your edges. If you don't have a serger, you can use a regular sewing machine, do your straight stitch all the way down with like a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then come back with a zigzag stitch and do it right along the edge to kind of seal off all the fabric, and so it doesn't continue to fray. Okay. All the way up to the top. As you can see, the selvage, which is that raw edge of the fabric from the factory, is still on. So as I serge down, I will be cutting off of that white fabric there. Does not need to be there. And then it will hopefully make it'll seal off the elastic and make everything nice and secure so the elastic doesn't come apart. Okay. So I'm going to take it over to the machine and sew up my side seams. Okay, there we have it. I have the seam done all the way. Looks really good, nice and finished. So now all I need to do is hem the bottom. I'm just gonna fold it up and then fold it up again. Hopefully you know how to hem, but it's very simple. I'm gonna use my iron and make it really nice. Or you can put it on your person and measure it and then know how much you need to take off and then hem it accordingly. Okay, and we're done. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. Bianca loves it. She's probably gonna be asking me for more. It just took no time at all. I did that hem. I did a nice wide hem, 1/2 inch and then 1 inch. And yeah, I'm gonna be making more, but definitely stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna take this dress and make it even better in the next video. This is gonna be sort of like a series of shirring. I have other projects in mind. I'm obsessed, and I hope that you have just as much enjoyment in making these shirred dresses, because I honestly want to make them for my daughter's friends and just anyone. But yes, so thank you so much for watching, hanging around this long. If you have, then please comment down below. Tell me you made it all the way to the end. Of course, if you make one, go over to Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, let me know. I would love to see it. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys.